Ciao, ragazzi. Welcome to Lygon Street in Carlton, the epicenter of Italian culture. We're here, suited and booted, culture corner. We're doing all things Italian. Food, culture, people. We're going to dive in to the most iconic Italian street or area in the whole country, Lygon Street. They've made TV series about it. There's been festivals here. People come from all over the city to come and eat at Lygon Street. Now, I will add, over time, the ethnicities and the nationalities have diversified here, but people know it'll always be the OG spot for Italians in Australia, specifically in Melbourne. We're going to hang out with Valeri, talk some football with him. We're going to hang out with the one and only Sushi Mango. Go to Johnny, Vince and Sam's restaurant and try the best home-cooked, home-style Italian food, and we'll see what else we bump into along the way. Culture Corner, Italia, andiamo.
So before we get into the vlog, we'll start with the Lord's history lesson on Italian migration to Australia. So Italians started to come to Australia around the gold rush era in 1850s, and by the 1900s there was a lot of Italians here. Communities had started to form in Melbourne, Sydney, in Adelaide. Around the 1920s to the 1930s, Mussolini was in power in Italy and he stopped migration to other countries. He encouraged Italians to stay in Italy. So Italians stayed there until around the end of the Second World War, where immigration of Italians started to skyrocket, 1945 to 1972. Now, many of the Italians came right here to Lygon Street, Carlton. Bricklayers, concreters, stonemasons, builders. A lot of Italians actually built a lot of the infrastructure that we see around Australia now. Highway 1, the Sydney Opera House, just to name a few. Now, one of the most interesting things about Italian migration was that the men generally used to come here before the wives and the rest of the family, and they would try to set up the family and to earn money so that when the rest of their family came, they were sustainable and they had some finances backing them already. So much so that in the early 1900s, there was a ratio of 6-to-1 males to females, Italian males to females, here in Australia. Now, obviously, over time, that started to go down to much more balanced and much more even because the Italian husbands began to bring their wives and the rest of their family over here. Now, currently, there's more than 1.1 million Australians with an Italian ancestry. They brought a lot of food, espresso, gelato, they brought fashion, and they also brought a lot of football here. Clubs like Brunswick Juventus, Carlton, Avondale, and Marconi Stallions. That's enough from me. Let's get back into the vlog.
We are here at Forza Italia, the #1 stop shop for all Italian football merch and other random shit. We're gonna go in there right now and deck me out in some stuff. Is that Massimo Corrente?
Massimo!
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 Massimo! Ciao!
Hey, this is a sick choice.
Have a gloves.
Forza!
Forza! Alright, Jakey, where we at?
Alright, the Buddhas, we are at one of the most infamous spots on Lygon Street. Now, for the history of Italian culture here, this place is relatively new, Johnny, Vince and Sam's, which is owned by the Sushi Mango boys. But the mantra of this place is unbelievable. When you walk in there, it's essentially like going into a nonna or nonno's house, and these are guys that sat in a car doing skits and have now got into a position where they're shooting their own movie. They are megastars. This is going to be a special part of this Italian culture corner. So I'm going to take you guys in there and we're going to go enjoy this. Hey, bro! Nice!
How you going, man? Nice to meet you, man.
Nice jacket.
You like it?
I love it.
Maybe you go get them.
They're all
They're
cooked.
all different colours.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Some of them redone and
Look at the cups, man. What?
Yeah, these are the original. Remember the old school ones?
Yeah,
These
I've
are
still
like
got
the updated version.
Even down to this particular salt.
Boys, thank you for Well, can you just tell us the decor that you've set up here? So with the inspiration, your upbringing, how it's all connected?
Every house that we ever went to as a kid, where we grew up in, is all rolled into this house. Every piece, down to we'd look at it and go, oh yeah, no, it's good, but I can't see that. in the house, and every house had one of or the other.
Oh, really?
You know, the crying boy. There's a crying boy picture over there. There's two versions over there. Every house had them. Like,
So they had a random deer in the front.
yeah, that's
Is it really? Absolutely.
just you know,
Just because. The gold, it's a real gold. And even this, like
The plastic
the
covers.
tablecloth, the plastic covers, the chairs.
Reliving trauma every time we walk in.
Yeah, do you get? Is there any PTSD when you're looking at your own restaurant?
yeah, sometimes you eat and you.
Look at that plate.
Yes.
That plate there, you know, like that plate there was in every ethnic household growing up. Now we also we serve long necks, VBs.
We do. The salt, man, sucks the salt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because we're all big foodies and stuff. We're obviously not chefs, but always, you know, being Italian, the food is the epicenter of your life. You know what I mean? So, it's literally dishes that we grew up with, unpretentious, home style.
It's a blend of that and southern Italian home peasant dishes. You know?
Right.
And that's basically what it is. It's high-low dining. If you want to come for a destination, you want to come to something to eat, the menu's reflective of what we grew up on. Yeah?
Can you just give us some insight into your normality, like the relationship you have with your parents, the amount of food you guys potentially eat, the types of lunch boxes you take to school?
Can you answer this, please? Because your lunchbox had the same thing for 15 years. So
What was in your lunch?
what was that thing you always got?
Same thing for
Pile of
15.
crumble.
Pile of crumble.
Pile of crumble.
Why did you have,
Fuck, don't make me relive this shit. Fuck.
why did you have a violet crumble every day? Why?
Because I told my mum I liked violet crumble. One fucking time, bro, man. And she used to go to cash and carry and buy boxes and burger rings. I had burger rings. I can't fuck burger rings, man. I've had so many burger rings in my life.
Burger rings, bro.
That's their love language. You say you like something once, you're loaded for the rest of your life with it, you know?
So I used to give them away. I used to try to trade them off. Anything. Give me a sandwich. Give me anything. I just don't want these things anymore.
Well,
We grew up with so many that was the same. You know, all Italians and Greeks and so forth. At our school, there were Mauritians, there were all different types of ethnicities. But going home on the weekend, have a christening or a confirmation or a wedding that would have 500 people there, and then I'd go to see Adam, my mate, you know, Chris Martin the next day and go, what'd you do? He goes, I had a barbecue with all my cousins and there was 4 of them.
Yeah, because that was they didn't understand.
right?
So they're playing cricket on the weekend and we're piping slam and the garage. It's a bit different, you know what I mean?
You know, it was just different, man. I remember going to my mate Jared's house. First of all, they called it supper.
Oh,
Or tea.
What the fuck's supper?
Yeah.
Do we have some supper? And everything's on one plate. Is that it? Is it one thing? Because there's no bread. Where's the bread on the table? No bread on the table? Well, isn't there first, second, third? You gotta do fucking, where's the fruit? Get the fruit!
Every night, man. Every night we had like first and second.
did you?
Yeah, every night there'd be pasta or some sort of a first dish, and then there would be schnitzels and salad or
And then you have fruit.
and then you'd have some
you have a
fruit
bit of cake.
afterwards.
I'm going to be honest. I've
Fuchsia.
always wanted to marry an Italian.
Yeah.
But be real with me. How difficult would it be for me to be accepted into the?
If they
Like, what do I have to do?
It's
to
first
be
impression.
accepted? Oh, really?
You got to break the barrier. You got to break it fast.
And give the dad $1,000.
Like, but how do you break the barrier? Like, do I have to eat a mountain of food? Yeah.
Eat everything.
Eat till I
Be
die.
polite. Kiss on the cheeks.
Right.
Compliment the mother. But come straight out the blocks, because if you don't break that barrier very fast, we're very unforgiving people, man.
Do you have anything that you remember of your childhood, let's say, that was typical of Italian culture, that at the time you hated it, but now when you're
all of it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's it. That's the
That's
answer.
mad.
All of it.
All of it. Really?
Like
All
when
of
we
it.
used to
She
go,
hated it
we used to have to
Oh,
go
that was
and do
shit.
all these shit things, go for visits. We used to go and visit people on a Saturday and a Sunday.
Sunday afternoon.
4 years old, we used to sit there and they used to all talk to each other. And me and my brother, because we were a little bit young,
Our dad was older, so there were no kids to play with, and we'd sit there like fucking idiots. I hated it.
At least you had him. I was by myself.
He was by himself. And on a Saturday, man, you will hope to God, fingers crossed, there was a good movie on Channel 7, 9 or 10.
Yeah, watching that, mate.
Because there was no fucking Netflix. It was 3 channels.
3 channels, man.
And you hope something funny was on. Otherwise, the whole night
3
you were
channels.
spending watching some Agatha Christie's fucking crime movie.
We're all kids, man. It didn't matter. There was no time that school tomorrow didn't matter. For hours,
Oh, really?
Sleep on the floor, sleep on a couple of chairs, just get out of my way. They would never go home. They'd finish their coffee. It'd be 11 o'clock.
If you're out, you sleep
Sleep anywhere.
and just sleep.
Put them 2 in these
Put
together.
2 chairs together and go to
and
sleep.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was
I did that at the fetch. I thought it when the music was blaring. I said
right.
it's sleep time. I'm
And
going to put 2 chairs
when you used to go home, it's like you're picking up a dead corpse.
Yeah.
Just to pick up the kids, put them on your shoulder, chuck them in the car. Now, I'm like, oh, I wish I had that back. You know what I was thinking about the other day? A random visit.
Man, I was
When
speaking
that
to my
door,
missus about that.
door used to knock,
like not ringing
right?
anyone.
Not ringing anyone, and the door used to knock and go, oh my God, who the fuck's that? Could be a friend, it could be a family. It doesn't happen anymore. My dad
Was,
remember
no
brother
longer
would be in our room and then come on boys, put in your jackets, we're going to go to Juno's house.
Yeah, but not, we don't know.
Come on,
We didn't let them know. We just rocked. It's
Funniest thing was if you we used to do this: get dressed, get in the car, drive to someone's house, and they weren't home. And so, in order to let them know that someone had visited them, they'd flip the doormat.
Yeah.
Or put a stick,
Put a
flower in the door. Like what the hell?
No.
Why do they just write on
Yeah, a piece of pen.
There's no pen and paper.
Piece of pen.
Come on, man, you have a pen?
So they would
Don't
do
say
it.
pens, man. That's just what they
They
did.
have a pen in their car. Back
Come on, man. There's a person, you'd get home, that person would get home and find something stuck in their door or their doormat flipped or whatever. And then they'd get on the phone and ring everyone they knew to find out who the fuck it was that came. You see what I mean? It's so stupid, man.
Hello, John. Yeah, good, yeah. And nice, everything nice. My family good. Hey, you come here today. Oh, all right. I talk to you later. All right, ciao. Hello, John. Hey, you come here. No, all right, ciao. And so they found it, man. My dad, after an Italy win in the World Cup, he had a group of mates that he had to call. Hello. Auguri. Good. Yeah, they did good, huh? They did good. Like they would discuss. On to the next guy.
The whole game just go through it.
Yeah, good. Badger was good. He should have put Badger on sooner. Okay, cha. Next guy. Bang. He had like 5 or 6 guys that would do it.
That's the original podcast.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the generation is phasing out where you just go to the local shop and they will sit there and have a coffee.
Yeah.
At Dandy Plaza or Oakley
Yeah.
Central or whatever.
Oakley Central.
And
They
for
go to the muffin
hours.
break there.
They go to muffin break.
Yeah.
They go to muffin break and just sit out the front, but that's going to be gone.
You got nothing else to do. You don't want to stay home with your wife because you had none of her.
It's been 60
I'm going to the
years.
muffin break to talk to the boys for 5 hours.
From what you
And these guys never eat muffins. They don't even eat muffins, these guys.
What was it about the Italians when they came to Australia, and maybe it's an Italian culture thing in general, but the work ethic?
Yeah.
And like building from nothing something.
Yeah.
Like it's very profound in a lot of Italian families.
It's not just Italians, though, man. I mean,
With
Italians,
Greeks
we
as
say
well.
it's
Greeks
Greeks,
as well, we
all the
highlighted
immigrants, they came here with nothing. They came here seeking a better life, right? So let's get a little bit deep on this, right?
Yes.
They come from nothing or very little.
The
They
war.
get here, they're from war-torn countries, come here. Not all from war-torn countries, but there's poverty because of the war in many cases. They come here, and they come here with fucking nothing, a suitcase, a couple of bucks. My parents came here with debt. Someone else paid for their ticket that was here in Australia. So my parents got here on a Friday. Dad started working on a Monday. Like the day, 2 days rest and off to work without speaking the language. We're talking about a whole generation of people who did it. Italians, Greeks, Croats, Serbians, the whole lot, you know what I mean? So,
Some
The
later,
Italians,
some later.
Italians,
and the Greeks came later, yeah?
because they come from like
And the Lebs came a little bit
a
later
little bit
also.
earlier in the 50s and 60s. There was war, and they left, and it was a necessity thing. But the one thing I'm proud of most about the people, our heritage, our lineage, or whatever, is that we came and we worked and we added to the land. We added something of value to the land. Like when we look around, you think, it's good. Like we did good.
Yeah,
Like,
100%,
our
right?
people did. They did well. Have you heard the story? Nick always tells this story. Genopolis, when they did their first show, Wogs Out of Work. the people were telling him you can't put wog on the thing on the poster here, and he's like, why? He goes, oh no, because you can't. It's a Sydney Opera House, you can't. He goes, mate, Wog's built it. Yeah. That's wild. No, we're not going to. Wog's built the place. We're not going to be able to, and we can't say it.
You can't step.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like we're taking the word back.
Wog's built half Australia. The Asians built the railway before us, and they didn't get any credit for that either, man. There's a whole history and lineage of people in this country who just didn't get their flowers. To sort of represent that greater community that got forgotten about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got a movie in the works. This one's our own, completely our own. And
What's the movie going to be about?
We've got an issue with when we tell the movie, we like say the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
We give the end. They're like, and then what happens at the end? The guy stabs him. The premise of it is basically, the old social clubs?
Yeah.
The Wog social clubs?
yeah.
It's under threat of getting closed down. And they've got to save the club.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
And they're going to save the club, and they go on this huge adventure to find out who this person is. There's a whole thing, and
then what happens is,
So, are you filming it at Fletcher Azzurra then?
maybe.
You laugh, man, but there's like we might actually need to go.
But I'll tell you how we came up with the story. It's down the road. It's it's the oldest Italian social club in Australia.
Yeah.
But it's the Isle Orle social club.
That's where our parents are from. So my mum's from the islands, and his parents are from the islands. Right. So it's our social club.
So we were
It's our
rehearsing
heritage
one day. We were rehearsing for like 4 weeks, and then one Monday we came back to the rehearsal to the hall.
Yeah.
And it smelled like we had a really strong spices smell. This doesn't sound like fucking bolognese. What's the smell? What's this smell?
It wasn't a regular smell that we were used to. We were like,
Burnt the nostrils a little. Let's just say.
like, what's this? What's going on here?
I'll be honest. I walked in the kitchen and went, "Fuck! What the fuck happened here on the weekend?" So we asked John, who's the treasurer or whatever he is of the joint, and he said, "No, well, the club is not like what it used to be. The members aren't around anymore. The young kids aren't coming along. So now we open the doors to everyone."
Can I ask you guys, just on the whole topic of losing the social club?
Yeah.
Do you guys notice in your upbringing and stuff like that, obviously Italian heritage, but do you notice losing the Italian culture a little bit from the younger generation?
Yeah.
Do you notice?
Yeah, bad. Like the Greeks, for some reason, hold it a little bit better. Because they go to Greek school, they send their kids to the Greek school. They're a little bit more patriotic. The Italians, I don't know, we've been diluted.
I think because we've been here longer as well. I think that's it. But I noticed that the most when I used to be in a wedding band. I always say when you used to do an Italian wedding, you didn't know which Italians were there. And 9 times out of 10, they'd sit there and not dance. And I don't want to do the tarantella. I don't want to dance in a circle like that. Where the Greeks, the bouzouki player could be just tuning up his bouzouki like this, and every Greek's on the dance floor going, "What's he going to play? Quick, get out! The bouzouki's out! Quickly!"
They're all in knees.
Doesn't matter what age they were, and not just the Greeks, all of them, the Massos, the Croatians, like they are all still ready to go. Where the Italians, you're either too old to dance or too cool to do the dance. So we're somewhere in between. Even at some weddings.
The weddings,
even
like
at some weddings.
Italians do
Croatian or Greek
Some weddings.
flags.
Yeah.
Some weddings. No, there are still some Italians that like to have a good time.
That's true. It's true. But Italians are all about the food at the wedding.
And
They're just there to judge the food. That's it.
Can you
Is
believe?
it dry? Is it too much sauce? Is it? That's the thing.
Can you believe they sat us near the fucking toilet?
Hey,
Huh?
yeah,
I can't believe they sat us near the kitchen.
where you sat,
Mixed
what you
yeah,
ate,
too close to the bands,
who's
too
on your
noisy,
table.
Yeah.
Why is Jake sitting closer to the World Cup? I'm sitting over here.
Oh yeah, there's a conversation.
Oh yeah.
It's part of like even why we wanted to do something like this.
Do you feel like Lygon lost a bit of that Italian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Look, there's more cultures on the street than there would have been in the 80s and 90s, and everyone's welcome. But absolutely, Italian flavours sort of diluted and thinned out, and so this is part of a movement to try and encourage more, not just Italians, but the street used to be bustling with Greeks and legend back in the 80s and 90s, and we just want to. We want to do Lygon laps again, like chap laps. Lygon. Like we were driving up and down here
Lygon
again, you know.
laps.
Hey, Carlo, Andrew, Joe, thank you so much.
One thing we done.
Is that the end of the... I started the interview.
Go on to this. So when I was young, we haven't finished yet.
We cut it off. You'll give you the 2 hours to go.
Part one. Cut. Don't worry.
a tree.
Look like you enjoyed this.
That's a little comment.
Oh, look at that, bro. Look behind there.
That's Palo Rossi era?
It's not the finals.
Hey, you're looking buck, by the way.
Trying.
Love you, man. Thank you so much, bro.
All right, guys. So, after that brilliant conversation with the lads upstairs, let's just break down the table. I want to break down the table to you, right? So, Saxosol is a staple in Italian household. I don't know why, bro. This tablecloth, key part, with the plastic over it though, because you don't want to ruin anything. You know, you want to keep, and hence why if you go into an Italian household, everything is usually in mint condition because they look after things, right? These plates, the best feeds I've ever had in my life have been on these plates. What else? The cups. If you look at the detailing on the cups, every ethnic, you don't even need to be Italian, every ethnic has these cups somewhere in their house. These. We're going to look at the menu, and like I said, it's not modern Italian food, it's what you would eat at home. So, potato with peppers, simple antipasto, focaccia, calabrese.
You want to be in?
Definitely go on YouTube. Can I ask you, what are you eating?
Oh, you don't want to get it wrong?
Pinocchio with D'Orange.
Hey.
Finocchio with orange.
Fish.
When you come in here, you feel a purpose, culture.
Yep.
It's the culture here that gives the vibe. When there's no culture, you're losing, even in a restaurant. We're just going into a modern place and that, it's like...
Doesn't feel the same.
When it comes to old school culture, you can put it in tomorrow's matrix and you'll never lose it.
Jakey boy, what do we got? Calamari. Calamari fritti. That looks fresh.
Look at these plates, man. This is unbelievable.
That looks very home style.
Yeah, it's mafioso, man.
Yeah. I've gone with something that is not as traditional for like an everyday meal because it's a bit more effort, but I've gone with the tagliatelle with clams. It looks absolutely gorgeous.
I ordered this. One of those lucky orders because he just whispered in my ear, the best one.
Plow through that, Jerome.
Oh, I will. Pause. Look at it. Garlicky, right amount of oil, the parsley. This is my favourite type of pasta, seafood pasta. Oh my God. Oh.
Top.
Buonissimo. The garlic, I love when there's a lot of garlic in this. I ain't kissing anyone tonight. There is a lot of garlic in this, which I like. It's not too oily.
It's a very generous serving.
Very generous serving.
Very generous, man.
It's perfect. It's slightly al dente like I like it. Not too hard, not too soft. Pause.
We are here at Brunettis. I don't know what this place doesn't serve, but it is the home of the Italian culture on Lygon Street.
Guys, like, they don't even look real. Like, that can't be real. Is it cake?
Are you salivating at the mouth right now?
I am. Like, it's never too early to have one of these, you know what I mean? It's an institution, guys.
Wow.
Obviously, cannolis, whatever you want. Nikos has got a competitor. Hopefully, Vanilla's got a competitor. Hello, how are you?
Oh, you gotta do this.
Can we please get...
I've been on TV, I've been on
there you go.
I was about to say you have a face for TV.
Can we please get 3 piccolos? We'll get a latte. And what would you say is by far your most sold pastry, dessert, or whatever? Is it the cannolis?
knowledge.
Can we get 2 vanilla? Vanilla.
I'm only doing it for you because we're not supposed to take more.
Oh,
Give
Barbara, hey, give Barbara a raise. Like, I know you got pizza pasta, but is there any specific dish?
Well, the pasta's actually made here.
Is
Which
it?
is, yeah, we make it down the back there. So that's why it's really,
So it's fresh.
yeah. And probably the linguine di mare, which is the seafood.
Oh.
Or even our carbonara, because we do it the traditional
Guanciale.
guanciale.
No cream.
No
Yeah, no cream.
cream. Pepe.
People putting cream in carbonara, man. Get out of here.
When did Brunettis open?
Okay, here, it's been about 17 years they've been here. They
Wow.
used to be around the corner
Yes.
of Paradise Street.
Yep.
So there's a bit of history behind that as well.
Yep.
So if you wanna...
Do you want to give us some history?
Do you know the history?
Barbara, you are the history. You know.
Look, I'm always doing stuff for them. Well, pretty much, Giorgio, he was the
Giorgio, yeah.
father. Oh, he's the father, because Leslie is 92 years old, he's still alive.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
comes in 3 days a week, 6:30 in the morning.
Still.
Yeah.
What, like an
So if you
OAM
look
or
him up,
something?
you'll see the
Giorgio.
whole history.
Giorgio.
Yeah, because he came here as a chef for the Italian Olympic team.
Wow.
In what? Wait, what
Because in
year?
Italy, you know, they didn't trust any chefs here.
They still don't.
sounds about
They
right.
still don't trust any chefs here. So I take it you're Italian by your
Born
what
in
part?
Roma.
What? Oh, you're born in Roma. Are you a Roma or a Lazio fan?
Roma.
Ah, Roma. Can you give us an unbiased view on where you think the best food is in Italy? What part makes the best?
Look, I think it depends on what dish.
Yeah.
Because every
Right.
region has its dish.
Okay.
Like, if you want your best matriciana carbonara, you got to go to Rome. Because that's where it originated.
But I'm
That's
feeling
very hard.
like a motherly vibe from you, man. I just feel like calling you mum
Well,
right
I'm old
now.
enough. I'm old enough.
Thank you, brother.
Look at
Thank
this.
you. Look at
brother.
that.
How good is that?
Well, he dropped that. I'm not dropping it.
No,
We're all good.
great.
There you go.
Bravo,
you go.
bravo.
We just had the best interview with Barbara.
Yeah. Nonna Barbara.
All right, for those that don't know, we've got Carl Valeri here, obviously a Australian legend of football. We're doing a culture corner here, highlighting Italian-Australian culture. So we thought none other than Carl Valeri would be the best person to speak to, someone who's not just played professionally here in Australia, more importantly in Melbourne, but also over in Italy. Most of your career, would you say?
Yeah, 10
Most of
years. 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
So
10 years, man. I just wanted to go overseas, and I thought, I'm Italian. I want to be in Italy. And Italians, they're really social, man. They're social beasts. If you don't see them, if you don't sit with them, if you don't joke with them, mate, they'll just won't have a bar of you. Yeah, it's offensive.
it's offensive. So you're not part of the team if you're not doing
well, you're
that
not
stuff,
part of the
really.
group. Anything. Like if you go to a cafe, if you just go once, I go, cafe, yeah, see you later. If you go there second time, oh, ciao, come stai, you know?
Right,
Where are you? Okay, you go the next day. Oh, where's the kids? You know, where's your wife? Yeah, come, coffee's on me today.
That's awesome.
The Italians.
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. How to become
1 year,
friends.
yeah. How to become friends? You just frequent the same spot every time, and they're just social animals. So the Italian, you really needed to just give up everything and become one of them, even if it meant, like sometimes they'd sit there and just talk crap. I didn't understand. But being with them, they accepted me and they made a lot of effort.
Yeah. Would you say is the same experience in Italian-Australian culture? Is it similar or not?
It's a little bit different. Like in Italy, you'd go for the thing to do, you'd get dressed in your finest and go for a walk. I mean, in Australia, do you get dressed
Go
in
for a walk in your finest.
It's called,
That's mad.
Best dressed today too.
It's-
Like by far.
It's all making sense now.
you go for a passeggiata, and the passeggiata is just a walk. So you get out and you go and you see the same people on the passeggiata, and you speak to them. You wouldn't do anything. You just go to the shops.
Can I ask you honestly, are you trying to pick up girls?
No, man. Like, I used to go with Whitney, walk down the street with the kids at passeggiata. That's it.
Dressed nice.
I imagine 20-year-olds.
That means you're just going for a walk.
Just a walk. A passeggiata, all it means is a walk.
That's like a pasear in Spanish.
Yeah.
Voy a
right.
pasear.
And that element, like, is fantastic. That's why, I mean, if you read about Italians, they live longer over there.
Yeah.
But in Australia, it's so like massive. Like we have to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Like if I go for a walk for 10 minutes, I'm still not at the end of my street. You know?
That's style.
That's a fair point.
He hasn't seen anyone.
Yeah. You know, going back to that cafe, it's just their way of being together. Like after lunch, if like you go to the bar, like lunch is like you know, a 3-course meal, beautiful. If the pasta's overcooked, it goes back to the kitchen. It is ruthless. I'll be like, it's fine, it's okay. No, back to the kitchen. Everyone, no, don't eat it, don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
I'm hungry.
Like it's off. It's off.
It's
not good for you.
Like the chef, man.
Yeah.
I knew if I was there.
So there'd be wine, like you could have a glass of wine at the dinner table.
This is like midweek at lunch.
Mate, this is the night before a game. But everyone
I love this place.
is well, like, you know, they don't abuse it.
Well, I was
Like,
going to
Italy's
ask
not
you.
a drinking culture.
This is what I was going to ask you. Is their concept, are they viewing that as healthy?
Yeah.
Like, I would assume if you're a footballer, you're kind of going, no, this is good for me. Even though here we look at alcohol and cigarettes, it's like bad, it's really bad.
Well, they look at alcohol as like, you know, it's a calming thing. And then they have a cigarette because it's a stress reliever. It's like, I'm calm, it's social. You know, everyone's sitting around playing cards, talking, having a laugh. Like this, you know, just there's a coffee here and a cigarette there. And it's unbelievable.
So what about, how would you describe the difference between an Italian footballer and an Italian regular civilian?
An Italian, mate, you live a privileged life as a footballer. Like, I'm talking, you know, getting caught speeding. You know, I'll tell a story which summarises it very well. So I was taking, I think it was Whitney to the airport. And I was driving, and it was from Grosseto to Rome. And I slowed down because the police was waving like, it's like a ping pong paddle. It was weird.
I know you know that, yeah.
They're waving it at me, and so I slowed down and I wound down my window. And he goes, no, not you idiot, you keep driving. All right, I keep driving. Because that's how they spoke to people. And anyway, on the way home...
No, that's how they speak to people.
They did.
No, you idiot.
Yeah, you idiot, no, you keep driving. All right. And on the way back, same thing. He's waving his paddle. And I'm like, nah. And I just took off because I thought, he's not waving at me. So anyway, I'm hammering because in Italy it's open slather. So it's night time. I'm like, I've got to get home, got training. So I'm going pretty hard. Anyway, I see these lights in the background. And I had a Nokia. It was like the silver one. And I put it in there. And so there's like a handle popping out here.
Right.
Anyway, they pull me over, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, I'm speeding. They go, put your hands up. I'm like, what's going on? What's between your legs? I go, no, it's just my phone. And the worst thing was, listen to this, no dose was a thing, right?
Yeah.
So I had no dose in my car, but I spilled the tablet, so it's all pills. They're going, what's on the ground? I go, no, nothing. Look, nothing, there's a misunderstanding. And they're like full on. Ready
Don't
to.
let Carl hold your contraband.
Anyway, they go like, pop your boot. I'm like, slowly. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like popping the boot slowly. And they're like, oh, what's this? And they found a shirt. And I go, what's this? You know? And I go, oh, that's one of my playing tops. Oh, you play soccer? Ah, who for? Grosseto. Oh, Grosseto. Oh, you know? And then all of a sudden,
It's got ecstasy pills everywhere. A gun. And they've gone, oh, you play soccer.
I go, yeah.
He's one of us.
I go, look, that I can explain. Look, it's no days, you know, obviously in a town. I go, this is my phone. Oh, you play soccer? Yeah, don't worry. Who do you play? What position? Oh, yeah, you're that Australian. You're Australian. Can I have this? Yeah, take the shirt. No problem. All right. Okay, yeah, all good. See you later. And off I go. I was speeding. No, this was at Grosseto. Okay. This was at Grosseto. Mate, it's the things you get away with. In Italy, you live a privileged life. You know, stuff like that.
You're a legend, Carl. Thank you, bro.
Oh, man, no worries.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Do
you want to explain this place to everyone?
Tiamo Tiamo. What do the Italians like to call it?
Institution.
An institution.
Shout out Nick Ravelli. We've also been told that this was voted the best capricciosa in Lygon Street.
Out the back.
Hey, with the consigliere. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Jacopo will set you up.
What's your name?
Andrea.
Hey, shout out Andrea for looking after us.
That's a San Pellegrino Aranciata Rosso.
I got a Chinotto, which is like, I guess the Italian version of a Coca-Cola, I guess.
It's like the OG Coke. So what we've got is the capriciosa, margarita. Now, let me tell you about the Italian flag. It resembles a margarita. The green of the basil, the cheese, white, the red sauce. It's the Italian flag. That's a thing. Okay. One bite, everybody knows the rules.
One bite, everyone knows the rules.
Let me run you through this. It's thin, but it's not floppy. Look, that's what you want. Perfect crust underneath. The sauce is definitely homemade. The ingredients are fresh. A little puff on the crust. What else can you ask for, man? It's
But
perfect.
there is definitely a reason why this is voted number one.
Look at that air pocket. Look at that air pocket.
Grazie mille, bello.
Yeah. Tiamo Tiamo, man. Check it out. So we are now at the Museo Italiano. Free entry. There we go. Grazie, grazie. That is an old school coffee machine, I believe. That is a relic.
That could start up a car. I'm pretty sure that's an engine for a Ferrari.
Bro, this is all the Italians that have played in the AFL. Where's Cuda? Joe Mercedes? There's Cuda. Dave Donato. Where's Dipper? Brendan Fafala.
And you know what?
I remember this guy.
Look at the amount
What
of
a haircut as
the
well,
amount
yeah.
of clubs that are associated with Carlton. Or
Why's
players.
everyone got nice hair? Yeah, Anthony Rock.
Anthony, right?
Can I do a
Hey,
Little segment right there.
I wanted Italy to lose. Being half Italian, I still wanted Italy to lose against Australia so bad. And then as soon as Australia got knocked out, I went Italian.
Am I also the only Australian that believes that if we won the game, we actually would have won the World Cup?
Maybe.
Did Fabio Grosso die?
Yeah, of course. Carl said the best food comes from Emilia-Romagna, this region here. But as you can see, a lot of like Veneto Club, Bulleen, that's where they originated from. My family's from this part here. But a lot of the south, a lot of Italians in Australia are from these two, the majority.
Little Italian I learned in Italian school back at primary school is the map is shaped as a shoe. As
Oh,
you
well
can see.
done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Gavin.
Batter, mettere le ali per scoppiare.
Scoprire.
Forza Razuri.
Jacopo. Ciao, bella SMB. Welcome to the Piazza here at Argyle Street. We came here for a very specific reason. Now, piazzas are a thing in Italy. Obviously, it's the center of the town where everyone comes to meet. Usually in Italy, they'll come here at night. People will have a chat, have a coffee, whatever. This is the one for Lygon Street in the area in Carlton. Now, we've come here today because this screen behind me hosted the 2021 Euros final between Italy and England, and I was here. Now, imagine this. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's fucking freezing. It's in the middle of winter. This place is like a sardine can. You can't move. There's probably about 4,000 or 5,000 people crammed into this area. There's people hanging on the poles. There was people above the stairs. There was people all along here. And they streamed the Euros final here. It was genuinely one of the best experiences I've had football-wise, and it wasn't even at a stadium. Luke Shaw scores early, everyone starts getting pissed off. But there was like a feeling amongst the crowd that I think Italy have got this because they've scored early. It's a long time to go. The problem is, when you have 4,000 or 5,000 people here on their phones, it's very hard for reception to work. So the stream starts lagging. We get 2 or 3 minutes behind the actual game. Bonucci scores. Everyone finds out like gradually. So some people start murmuring over there, and then it gets louder, and the murmuring gets louder, and the murmuring gets louder and louder and louder and louder, and then there's just an eruption. Flares were going off. People were jumping on top of each other. It was like everyone was obviously posting videos and stuff. The reception got even worse. This stopped working.
So they were like, Pozzara! Fuck you, where's it gone?
Imagine thousands of people running in different directions to go find a cafe or a restaurant to watch the rest of the game. Trying to get it on your phone, nothing's working, obviously. No streams are working. I'm running. I ran up there. I missed the whole extra time, as did 80% of the people here. This is how I watched the penalty shootout. I was 30 meters away from a 40-inch television on my tippy toes, and I could see half the screen. That's how I watched it. But I saw the Italian players run off, and I just knew they've won. They've won. then it was just mayhem. There were Ferraris coming down. There were people in convertibles in the middle of winter sitting out of their cars. There were people in utes. And this is in the middle of COVID. Could you imagine being here for the 06 World Cup win? It would have been that times 5. If Italy's playing in a major tournament, come pack out these spots and stay off your phones.